New Year's is a time of resolutions, but sometimes resolutions are not the best recipe for success. I am joined by Dr. McNeil from True North Counseling and Development. Tell me why resolutions don't always work.
Well, I think all of us have had that experience where you have the idea and you're like, you know what, this is going to be a new year, new me, everything's going to be different. And then about January 6th happens and, it just falls off the edge and things don't actually happen. So that is just a really common experience for people. However, one thing that we've found is the reason why that happens is that people bite off more than they can chew. So they say, I'm going to change 5 different things, I'm going to start today, and I'm going to become this new person all at once. If we can ease into those changes over the course of a year, then that tends to work better. So that's one thing that we find works better. The other thing is that people focus too much on outcome rather than habits. So if we can work more on figuring out what habits will work well for us, how can we actually change the process of our lives and the way that we live our lives, then the outcomes will take care of themselves. Right? So if you're living a healthier life, you're going to be healthier. You'll meet the goals that you ultimately have. So one thing that we do is we work with people to help them do one thing at a time, small baby steps, with the intent that at the end of the year, you'll be able to kind of look back and say, oh my gosh, I actually changed a lot of things, and why has this never happened before?
Yeah, I definitely can relate to just wanting the end result
Yes.
and not understanding the process to
Yes.
get there. So
Yes.
what are some tools, I know you said step by step, but to ensure that women find success?
Right. One way that we have found to be really helpful with our work, so we are therapists, and so we do counseling to help women, but we also hold things like masterminds where women can get together, talk with each other, and get support from each other. We have found that having social support is one of the biggest ways of actually making things happen. The accountability, but not just the accountability in terms of you have to do what you said, but more the accountability of the cheerleader, right? Who says, yes, I'm so proud of you, you did it. I know it was hard, but you got up this morning and you did that and you worked through that. So we find that if we can help people develop those relationships and connect those with the goals that they want to ultimately achieve, that's an excellent way of doing it.
Yeah, and speaking of masterminds and creating this community,
Yes.
I know you have another workshop coming up.
We
Tell us a little bit about that.
We do. So it'll be basically a continuation of what you and I are talking about. We'll have all kinds of tips on how to actually make it happen, that the goals that you set become the goals that you achieve.
Yeah.
So we'll be having that workshop on January 7th, which is a Friday at noon. So if women just want to grab a friend and come to the workshop, you can go to truenorthlex.com and sign up and join us. It's free, it'll be fun, and it's a great way to start the year off right.
Right, it's free, so there is no excuse. If you're looking to start the new year off right, just visit truenorthlex.com for more information. This has been Martina with Everyday Kentucky, and we'll be back with more right after this.